Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Rahul here, bringing you guys another episode of the Boston Bruins Alumni team. And today we are going to be taking on the New York Islanders in this episode. So you guys are going to be in for a ride. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that notification bell so you don't miss a video. So, you might be thinking to yourselves, who's going to be in this episode? Alright, so what we have on deck are the New York Islanders, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Winnipeg Jets, the new Winnipeg Jets, by the way, and then we have the Minnesota Wild. Get ready, it's going to be stacked. And also another thing, I hope you're ready for this week, November 19th, because that's going to be a fun week. You know, holidays are coming up, everything, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Thank you so much for that. Although, I could upload a Thanksgiving special for you guys. I will actually do that. So, on Thursday, next week, which is the 24th, I will be uploading, this video. Will be my first in a long time that I actually, upload it on a weekday instead of a week, and a weekend, certain times in a week I would upload. This is going to be a first. So, I know what y'all might be thinking to yourselves. So, bro, why are you going up against the New York Islanders? What is this kind of team? 2 players scored goals. Well, this is because the New York Islanders are considered a dynasty in the 80s. As you see, Hodge Jr., Senior scores the go-ahead goal, 3-2. We are not in Madison Square Garden. We're in the classic TD Garden. And also, another thing, there is a delayed penalty. And it's going to be a slash or a SIG infraction. I can't tell what that signal is. So we just have to pass it along. I usually do that kind of stuff, I don't expect to win every single time. Okay, because that's just me. Mostly, and we do big hits like that. I pass it up the boards. Don't think anything weird. Then we just do hit sticks right there. And yeah, that's pretty much it, mostly. Line changes are kind of awkward, to be honest. So, and also that that doesn't count as icing because on 5-on-5 or on 4-on-4 it would, or 3-on-3, it does count as icing. However, if it's a penalty, 5-on-4, 4-on-3, it does, or 5-on-3, 5-on-4, 5-on-3, or a 4-on-3, then there is no icing. I'm not sure about 4-on-4s, but I could be wrong. It's just, yeah. You see big hit sticks and stuff like that. Yeah, this is the old the old New York Islanders dynasty, like, and then you have the Edmonton Oilers dynasty, along with, because the New York Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers dynasties kind of aligned during the 80s, and you had some pretty good contenders like the Calgary Flames. Well, I'm not sure about the Calgary Flames, because they only won one Stanley Cup out of two. I don't know, like maybe one during the 80s and 90s and then the 2000s. I'm not sure about that. However, it is what it is. Next up, we're not going to be taking on Edmonton or back-to-back Hartford games, so that's going to be interesting. Because I will say, I'm gonna let you guys. Oh, frick! Who is that guy? Trottier scored a goal like kind of out of nowhere, and that kind of that made me sick. Like what? I was solely frustrated. If any of you guys know me, I'm kind of like a sports guy, and I kind of like that. Pretty much, being a sports guy, I like sports content and everything, so this makes me have fun. So we're going up the ice. I think that's not Ray, but that is Prentice. Prentice or Prentice, I don't know, but that's a goal. And I have, we're now for the 3. We're up by one goal differential. So I could have gone with old hockey rules, but that's what I'm going to do with the custom league, basically, because I can't stand shootouts. I can't stand them. Oh my god. Pekka scored a goal. And, okay, if you saw that, I did a dive block, but for some reason, I think it was the puck went higher up, or it just didn't go directly to the player that I was using. I just basically was like, oh my god, okay. Because that was a good goal, but however, I didn't know how that was blocked. Was it like the puck went to a different angle? All sorts, so as you see, we have a clear lane. I didn't get the goal. However, if this was played on Superstar difficulty, I couldn't use that mode, that kind of move, unless it was on arcade. I couldn't use that move because it's arcadey, like, unless it's on arcade, and yeah. And then these not Oilers, guys, the Islanders just are bullying my goalie and are being such an idiot. Did the windmill deke and the jump deke. So then linesman actually scored the go-ahead goal. So I didn't know how that goal, Ken Linesman. So okay, he tried the one-timer, but then it bounced off the goalie like 2 times, as you saw, and then Linesman was in the vicinity, and he got the goal right away. And Cashman actually got the assist, even though it wasn't a one-timer. So, hey, you know what? I take that. Crazy goals all across the board, because I just like NHL better in some ways. And empty netter, let's go. Ari, the defenseman, scores the goal. It works out really well in my eyes, personally. You know, it works out pretty well. And Now 6-4. It's an empty netter. Called offsides, which means a 5-on-5. Well, actually, I didn't know what I was thinking. Like, I thought it's only icing where a 5-on-5 commences, not a 6-on-5. But offsides you can have a 6-on-5 still. So anyway, we're just doing a fight towards the end. Like I said, we are going to get the W, of course. Next up is going to be the Chicago Blackhawks. The alumni squad, by the way, and I know for a fact they don't have Bobby Orr. So, this is going to be a little bit interesting. If they do have Bobby Orr while I'm recording this, then I really don't understand. And I don't know what to say. It makes no sense. Anyway, yeah. On to the Chicago Blackhawks. We got the dub. Alright, we are on to the Chicago Blackhawks. United Center. Yes, this is interesting because, the simple fact that, yeah, this is gonna be a CPU game. Let's just put it at that, and I am one of those guys who just likes it. Yeah. Anyway, so this is a game that I wanted to, like, basically show because, you know, it's one of those games where I basically liked the Chicago Blackhawks. We were up a lot of goals, like, not a ton, but it really made sense, and I just wanted to talk about the Chicago Blacks alumni real quick. So that, if you saw, most of the defensemen, you don't really see Bobby Orr around. You don't see Bobby Orr. And what do you mean, Raul? What are you saying? Well, for a fun fact, Bobby Orr originally played for the Boston Bruins. He was part of some Stanley Cup wins. He made the All-Star game. All sorts. Here's the problem. Towards the later part of his career, when he was, like, I guess, let's put it this, out of his prime, he was part of the Chicago Blackhawks for 2 seasons. The weird part about this is that Bobby Orr is part of the Hall of Fame, and his number is retired by the Boston Bruins, and there is a statue at TD Garden of him with the iconic play where he flies over. I think he gets tripped, flies over, and he puts the puck into the net against the St. Louis Blues, and that wins the Stanley Cup in overtime. A classic. Here's the thing is about Bobby Orr, oh my god, yeah, I love Bobby Orr, like, so, well, here's the thing, I like Patrice Bergeron, I like Zdeno Chara, of course, that's my favorite player off the Boston Bruins, during his tenure, let me put it this, and I don't really like Brad Richard that much, mostly because he's like a dirty player, and honest to God, he should go to boxing because, you know, celebrity boxing, influencer boxing. that I would have to make a separate video on, honestly. So, anyway, most of the players, most of the teams you see that they're good. Let's put it that way. And I realize that the teams are good, per se, and they're just doing their thing, as you see on the ice. I rarely do CPU games unless it's like a shootout and I want to talk about it, like have a chat with you guys during the episode, or just a standalone episode, how I did with the London Monarchs. Sorry for my, oh my god, puberty. Anyway, most of the time, videos like this, like whenever I have a CPU game, I just talk and chit chat. I could do it with, yeah, Hodge Senior scores a goal. These are actually classic uniforms, by the way. I decided to go with classic uniforms, of course, because these are original 6 teams, so you know we had to rock them out. Anyway, as I was saying beforehand, I do like it. So, like what? Never mind. Alright, so, yeah, I am gonna have to, like, explain certain series that I'm gonna be doing. Obviously, yes, you've heard me talk about the Bruins Alumni squad. I'm gonna win a Stanley Cup with them, because I can't be bothered doing another season where I just, like, act dumb or anything. Then, the Custom League, which is, like, the authentic version, because I literally can't stand going through, like, another 50, 20, 25 minutes of trying to geographically do this, and that, and potentially ruin myself in the process of getting, like, insane over this dumb game. Like, not a dumb game, but it has improvements, but overmatic, but that's on a small, that's just a low bar, if anything. So, let me put an emphasis on this, for anybody who's gonna, like, pay attention. I have stated I wanted to do certain, oh my god, yeah. If you saw that guy, one of the players shot to the goalpost, it went near the, it was almost a goal, but it wasn't. So, hey, it is what it is. And, yeah. So, here's another thing. Oh my god, none of the Chicago Blackhawk players are moving. What the heck? Bruh! Alright. So, what I will say, for this is, the series can be good at time, so, alumni team, okay, sorted. With the exhibition game, depending, so the Quebec Nordiques, and, oh good lord, in the new universe, the Quebec Nordiques are actually 3rd, and they're taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. However, I am somewhat optimistic that we're going to face them in the 2nd round. If we do face them in the 2nd round, and I have to tell you this, fans, because, you know, I'm kind of like that. If we do face them in the 2nd round after I defeated Pittsburgh Penguins, because originally in the playoffs we were going to face the Quebec Nordiques, and I was like, okay, but then because of the whole I accidentally deleted the file and everything, I had to reset everything. The Quebec Nordiques were not 2 wildcard teams from the Atlantic Division, and the Montreal Canadiens ended up making it. But also the Pittsburgh Penguins, which didn't even make any sense. Alright, on to the next game. Alright, on to the Winnipeg Jets. Now, this alumni team is based on the current Winnipeg Jets, the new version, and the Atlanta Thrashers, which, screw me, because I don't like that at all. Anyway, they actually have a pretty good team on their hands. The thing is that they have X factors, and I didn't even realize that Solane scored a goal. So, as I was talking in a previous segment of the Chicago Blackhawks, I pretty much want to finish off this series, win a Stanley Cup, and I am going to be facing the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round, because there wasn't two wildcard teams in the Atlantic Division before I had to redo everything. Before the redo, I was going to face Quebec Nordiques, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll do an exhibition tour with the San Jose Sharks, see how Kraken, Las Vegas Golden Knights. You already heard that. Now, in the new, and oh my god, there's a penalty, 5-on-4, what's it gonna be, the elbowing thing, okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna be facing the Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round. Yeah, in the new incarnation. Why I'm telling you this is because this is old footage. All the episodes, except, like, because they're edited, and I kind of felt embarrassed. All the episodes that you have been seeing, except for the San Jose Sharks footage, the Seattle Kraken footage, and the last game of the season, which is going to be a Montreal Canadiens game, are all part of the new, or of the redo of the franchise, the second turnaround. And, yeah, it wasn't good, and so now I have to hope and pray that the Quebec Nordiques against the Toronto Maple Leafs, they have to make it. And again, why am I telling you this? Because I get it, it's spoilers, I get it, it's just based off the playoff tree. When I was looking through everything and I was examining through everything, because in the old franchise, when I deleted it, the Metropolitan Division, because of realignment purposes, that division was so weak, really weak. Then in the redo, for some reason, the Philadelphia Flyers were like, okay, let's just, like, the Broad Street Bullies are back. The LBC line. And everything. And we're down by 2 goals on a freaking, power play. That's the problem with this game, is that they just don't recognize certain things about certain attributes and everything. It's just, to me, yeah, we score a goal. Ken Linesman scores a goal after his iconic goal last game against Chicago Blackhawks. Right. If I'm gonna face the Quebec Nordiques or the Toronto Maple Leafs, either way, if I'm gonna face the Toronto Maple Leafs, we are original 6 team, so I'm gonna be wearing old school uniforms, the classics. Now, the reverse retros are not part of the alumni teams, actually, so that's a little bit of a shocker to me. Although, on the other hand, it kind of makes sense because they are alumni teams. And, like you saw there, it was a deke, like, I think it was a jump deke, and all sorts, and I cut out certain footage, because this episode would have been super long, but then I had to, like, cut up the footage to show the important games, And basically, I was making line changes and everything. I had to look at the lines and everything. Icing is cold there. So, yeah, it's kind of like that. And to me, it's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. And like, if this was on arcade, most of these like things are, and if it was on semi-pro, I would get a lot of game misconducts. One-timer goal, Rick Middleton scores the 4th goal. And the Be a Pro is going to be coming out now. So I did an old Be a Pro, and I've tried doing goalie, worst goalie Be a Pro. I thought about doing different series other than like franchises and stuff like that, because I realize I keep on doing the same repetitive stuff. And I realize it kind of gets boring, although it's kind of like it varies. It has variance. So if I'm ever, to me, if I'm gonna do the worst goalie, Be a Pro, I would have to learn how to play goalie. It would be really hard. So then I would think about doing the worst. I guess the worst right winger, left winger, center Be a Pro, because in Madden, and this is what I kind of like about Madden, even though Madden sucks somewhat for me, you get to choose what player you do, and as you see right there, I'm just doing deeks, and I always go out there, but Adam Oates scores a goal, and it's considered a deflection goal. And what that means is that he gets credit with the goal, not the guy who shot the puck. And the guy who shot the puck is actually credited with an assist. Arway and Bjork are credited with the assists. So, yep. So now it's 5-4. I'm just being funny at this point. And since it's rookie competitive, it's like kind of sick. In my opinion, at least it's great, it's fun, it's amazing, it's yippee, yay. Okay, I'm gonna stop acting like. So, I'm just passing it around normally, as you know. And it's a goal. Quintal! That is because the goalie couldn't freeze the puck. It just went through Stefani Quintal. So if you look at the footage, the goalie couldn't freeze the puck. And it ended up being a goal for Stefani Quintal. And his jersey pisses me off because he is a possible Montreal Canadian alumni. And that is somehow a goal. Hodge Sr. scores a goal. And I think, I don't know that they don't show the replay, but if you look back at the footage, I kind of, went towards the net, in, a straight line in the left, and then I shot the puck, and it was considered a goal. And I was like, how did I do that? I could be wrong, really, but, it is what it is. Shot the puck. Alright. It is what it is, really. And I am basically doing that. Most of the time. I shot the puck for some reason. Um, yeah, oh, sorry. Um, so we're in the final closing minutes of this game. So the next game is going to be the Minnesota Wild. I don't score a goal, however, I didn't want that game to be an exhibition tour because the Minnesota Wild actually were contending, but in the redo universe 2.0, however you want to call it, basically they like, I don't know, they kind of sucked. And yeah, and by the way, I'm gonna say this: all the Wayne Gretzky teams made it, mostly all of them. So, well, actually, that's a lie. The New York Rangers in our universe didn't make it. So anyway, right here is the Minnesota Wild game. I played it for fun, really, and I had so much time. I really wanted to score a goal with a goalie, but you know, it is what it is. Also, this could have been a CPU game, but no, because you know, it is what it is. I couldn't actually tell what the whatever it was, and then as you see right here, it didn't score. I didn't get a goal. Then I almost scored. That was a terrible attempt at a one-timer by me. And big hit right there. I just like, that guy was passing, but we kept on with the big hits and stuff like that. We were actually close with the Minnesota Wild alumni, and yeah, we won that game. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace.